Hello, I'm Liam Smith, and in this video I'm going to show you how to turn some old pallets like this one here into some new nest boxes like this one here. I hope you enjoy. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the pallet wood that we have available. So for this project I'm going to use two pallets. One of those measures 11.7 centimeters by 1.7 centimeters and the other one is 9.5 centimeters by 2 centimeters deep. From these measurements I drew a to scale drawing. This way I would know exactly what lengths of wood I'd need to cut and of which diameter they need to be. The next thing I had to do was to begin to cut the wood away from the pallets, and in order to do this I used a small handheld circular saw. I tried to cut as close to the cross members as possible as this will allow more wood to be used. Here are all the lengths of wood that I've cut away from the pallets, and now I'm going to begin to measure and cut away the straight pieces. I attach each piece to my workbench and measure and cut one piece at a time. Because of the thickness of the blade of the saw, it's easy to do it this way so you don't have any inaccuracies if you was for say cutting in between two pieces that you intended to use. Once the 9 straight pieces are cut, I measure on the front and back just for the diagonal cuts that I'm going to need to make. In order to make these cuts, I'm going to use a junior hacksaw. This is just so it's a bit more accurate than the circular saw I was using before. I would have used my jigsaw, but unfortunately it was playing up a little bit, so I thought it was better safe than sorry. Unfortunately, I thought wrong. The back piece was cut fine, but whilst cutting the front piece, it snapped in half, and well, this isn't really a disaster because this actually makes the design slightly better for me. The next thing I did was I laid out the pieces of the box and began to mark up where I would put pilot holes for the screws to hold it all together. Next I used a small drill piece to make the initial pilot holes. And then I went round with a 7mm drill piece, which is the same diameter as the screws I'm going to use, and drilled 1/3 of the way through. This is just to set the screws into the wood and reduces the chance of the wood splitting and sort of stops you from having any screws sticking out. Once I've finished with the pilot holes, I begin to lay the box out in structure. Using the back 3 pieces to create the shape of the box, I attach the back left top or back left roof and back right roof together. I only put the screws in sort of 3/4 of the way, just to make sure that if I need to move it a little bit later on, it'll be pliable. Then I attach these back roof pieces to the actual back bit of the board. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the bottom right panel of the bird box to the top right roof, and then I'm going to flip the box over and attach it to the actual back. This will just mean it doesn't move, and I can keep it at an exact right angle for attaching the other bottom piece. When attaching the other bottom piece, I attach it to the roof panel first, and then I attach it to the other bottom piece. This is just again so I can make it so it matches up perfectly. The next thing to do is attach both the front right and front left roof panels. And I attach these to the bottom pieces first. Then I attach them to each other. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place the front panel exactly where it's going to go, and using the small drill bit I'm going to drill through into the box. This is just so that when I'm screwing the front bit on, it doesn't sort of slip around and come loose, and it'll be tidy to the roof. Now, whilst attaching the small bottom corner piece or the bottom front piece, my drill ran out of battery. So I used this opportunity to quickly sketch a leaf design onto the front of the box. And then, using a pyrography pen, I painstakingly burnt the design into the front panel. Pyrography is a new thing for me, but I think it's going to look pretty in the end. So I had spare time, so why not? The next thing I need to do is attach the back board to the box itself. So I measured it up quickly, or lined it up quickly, and then drilled 3 pilot holes, one into each side of the roof and one into the bottom of the box, and then whipped 3 screws all the way in. I then drilled 3 holes in the top of this backboard, one in the middle in case I wanted to hang the box onto a post or a brick building, and then one on either side so I can use wire or string or twine to tie it around a tree trunk or branch. It's time to weatherproof the box. For this I used a 3-part water, 1-part PVA mix and gave it 2 coats. You don't have to do this, but it will make the box last longer, and it will sort of prevent damp from getting into the wood. And that's it. Now you have a complete bird box suitable for robins and other birds that prefer open fronted nest boxes. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, like and share and subscribe, and be sure to check out my other videos. Thank you for watching. Good luck with your own projects.